and one more resume. What should Ghanaians expect to say? So especially matters to do with the e-levy. Before I come in position and now one more, we're told some engagement would happen. Doc, good morning.
Good morning, Michelle Bia, Mama Fishapa.
Abishapa, Doc. And now parliamentary resume sitting Ghana for I didn't share anymore a banner say, especially to do with the business of the e-levy.
Yo, Midasibre. I'm said the Arcan and Parliament. Yebesha Yigmasi. A few trim in city a choir. A cassa Yankwaji Home. Yako Yamiadum. I mean, Tisa NPP Ayari and answer NPP Frimu. Eti any Yamiaduma Yenara 275 no. Yabo Parliament. Speaker of Parliament Albans Manabagwenso Ewokrum. Eti ana yekoi begidisa business committee. Omo ombedika ya kotnase ahihye sedie dwumadie no ebekoso or the saying na wotwibu. The business committee no edebeba no ebe kire issues and answer items and answer bills, any motions, any questions are yedebedi dwuma every ne ekodu Friday. Na Friday no na ya san hihye de yedebe dwuma next week. The na yekoi mean to mean ka potin say we and ebeba beto yenim anopai anase empo na wotwi mu na obi anso nim say e-levy de ade asensen ho yenji ntumu, and let me say that emphatically. Okay, so obi ko gina baby now o kase Parliament e-levy etum technically sani ba kwa no musi ni hu oya otrofo kakraka kese eni se bibia be firi nenu aba no Ghana for edebe adwuma. Parliament say dey adwuma no, there is nothing like technical passage of a bill in the NC. Every time by this time Abamu penny for led by Minister for Finance one kasa oba pro na wa church Ghana for the entire was a e-levy tum one kasa Parliament and na yebe kwa tena mu no obesa be relay e-levy bill, but the NDC side of Parliament bebi a yegina no ohwa na yegina afa kurampa na ahye mukina say e-levy de eye kronobo eye bibia ensem fata say aban a uwogidie say won krofo da you say de adwuma ma omo obeka say omontua say me Dr. Apaak me ma me we kurase na on tiapo na me yi sika ewo me momo wallet a transfer amano na wo waka se wo beyi 1.75 na ekodu me ma me ho na esa so we kurase no eduro na open wo nya no ho na wo se wo sene sa sika na ma menu aketo a wo bolga se won to eduro a na wo asa aka se wo yi so 1.75 yenji ntumu ne yenji ntumu ochina. The NDC 137 against e-levy ne die Montinda ohwa ne gina ensesa ne ensesa ochina afia ba ensesa efie du ayeba ye gina ye no ensesa da.
Honorable, me are surprised at your tone this morning because we knew said before Parliament mama mumusu no na ma set up committee the course of Parliament Ghana for any answer no na mo ko hwemu senia mo be engage na yebabaka yen so some consensus would have been arrived at intino muko break no engagement be ankoso between either the majority and the minority and as a government and as a parliament
meaning Sean yeah So because say engagement be akoso a yentro. There has never been any engagement between the two sides on this matter or any other matter that I know of. It hasn't happened. So the issue of consensus, should not even be part of the conversation. Look, me maka, and you know me, I speak my mind and I speak boldly and freely. As far as this 8th Parliament is concerned, until say NPP side, will learn to respect us, so we have equal numbers. We'll learn to respect the rules of engagement, the processes and procedures, They can never be consensus on any matter. And I am telling you on authority, there has not been an engagement with us. There has not been an engagement with the NDC as a party. There has not been an engagement at any level, even within the leadership in Parliament on e-levy. It hasn't happened. So nothing essentially has changed from where we left off. So I am sorry to say this, but if anyone is delusional enough to think, say the dynamics that we left last year would change this 2022, the person will be severely disappointed. Nothing has changed, and we are where we are because some people have chosen not to recognize, say the numbers in Parliament have changed, and that they can't push down the throat of Ghanaians what they want because of their mismanagement using deceit and lies.
Opani Obi Ebeka said, there are hospitals to be built, there are schools to be built, there are roads to be built, and more opposition to this e-levy would hinder all these projects coming on stream. And you're gonna for you, I'm saying mobile and a mobile bro.
Yeah, when I'm saying NDC, yen so ya share ya bo pro. Say ye church Ghana for our winning data, our most simple living on Mompe. The entire omujina no ye ta omuchi. Look, budget na appropriations eba G2 mono. The total budget is just slightly above 145 billion. 145 billion. And then in sense, okay, projected incomes now, I think it is about 110 billion. And to this year, you will see the deficit. Now, more deficit here, a year over 30 billion. No, you are telling Ghanaians, say, if we resist this attempt to steal money from our pockets, because that is what it is. It is the e-levy is not taking the 1.75 out of interest and answer out of service fee. They are taking the money directly out of your transaction. And that is the point that Ghanaians ought to understand. That's why Ghanaians are up in arms. And look, now, with all the revenue that we got from oil, over $40 billion under this regime in the last 5 years, with all COVID funds now buy over 40 million Ghana cedis, with all the borrowing that this government has done, our raise your national debt, our anchor a free Kwame Nkrumah so ebedu mama now just about 120 billion to 341 billion. Now, is it 6.9 billion that can do all our roads, build all the schools? And me, I've done my own analysis. I'll send you the report. Even within the context of the free senior school policy, at the end of 2021, based on questions I made on the floor of Parliament to the Minister for Finance, based on questions I made to the Minister for Education at committee level during this 2022 budget hearing, based on Omuamu budget statements, media review budgets, the total amount that they claim to have expended on implementing the free national school policy, I almost say a year 7.62 billion. No, it has been inflated by 2.4 billion. Neither the Minister for Finance has been able to respond on the floor of Parliament. Neither the Minister for Education has been able to respond in committee. I have written an article which has been in circulation even before the budget was passed. Till date, they have not been able to tell us what that additional 2.4 billion are. Omodi account, amana beye 7.62 billion. We share over the period to 2021. That's what's the same in Kuntana, and what's a 5.4 billion. And a young port revenue leakages, party apparatchiks, friends and family, importing goods into this country without paying the requisite duty. So, Wabekaya citizens, I member of the Council of State, a bit the Commission for Human Rights and Administrative Justice. So, if you look at what is going on now, there can be no justification whatsoever. Say Ghana need entry 1.75 e-levy.
All right.
It is not justified, and we will not support it.
Before that was now we make a point say you seek a phone so I wa de no and buy person or ball chrono what is 1.75 free mom. Now the telcos in so tie na enye sika.
I said we are paying for a service. But in the case of government, what is it that government is rendering to us? Who justifies that they should take that money?
But a tax necessarily does not mean government rendering anything to you. A tax is a tax. Taxation
must be based on rendering of a service that is backed by law.
And VAT, government servicemen are render to take VAT.
Now, VAT, you know where you paid VAT. You know how you pay VAT. Some VAT will to be an eye level VAT. Won't go to you, VAT will not be taken.
Yes, but some component in our government, yet Yama government, no. What would government have done to us in also what says canon?
No, some VAT no, won't go to be an out VAT.
Exactly.
Now, e-levy, the
point I'm making is
money to my mother.
The point I'm making is now we make
selling to my mother.
Yes, but you were saying that tax, government must be doing something to merit that tax.
That is correct.
So I'm saying that, let's say I'm going to buy, it is me who is deciding to go and buy a tin of milk and nasi baby.
Yes.
Now government, says Canadian government, I am a here. Make a tin of milk and what it says can free more.
So the government definitely has to take care of the pot, the milk. If it is manufactured, the company has to manufacture the milk. The company will utilize.
But that company is also paying taxes.
No, they will use electricity and all other facilities that government are providing.
The company pays for the electricity as well. Look, the manufacturer of the product.
Give me a justification why, if I'm transferring money to my mother, government should take a portion. You tell me.
The point I'm trying to make is this: that I'm saying that does government necessarily have to give a reason for a tax to be imposed? In this respect,
yes.
for instance,
government has to give a reason. The reasons that government is giving to impose this tax on us is not justified, and I've given you examples of why it is not justified. What is the justification?
All right, now final question. Sana yebeye yemkoma yedie no. Wobi antina baby enkase the opposition is just opposing this for opposition's sake to make political gains. You say, oh, about watching in the me more.
I don't think about watching no. Abai wabun kunta. Kobe sika edema 40 billion series no wabun kunta. Has it been accounted for? Even for free national schooler, Mama example. Me bisa question bisa. Have they been able to tell us what that additional unapproved 2.4 billion has been used for? Unim. So when the government refuses to account to the people, and yet tries to take monies from the people in these very difficult times, why shouldn't the citizens reject? Now the Adema Umbu Hakunta was the Enfabinkan. You must be able to justify by accounting for all the expenditures. Yebisa Ethiopia, even the president's foreign travel in luxurious jets. Bisa for details and accountability. Has it been accounted for?
Final question. Numbers. It's a hung parliament, more 137, NPP or 137, but there is an independent candidate. I was so no. One NPP for never share boom. If the speaker is in the chair, then it will be 138. You will lose the battle.
For us, it is not about winning or losing a battle. It's about standing for what is right and making that known. And that is why I say, UTN NDC, you say 137 no. You can say 138, 139, 140 no. What we know is what we are saying. Say, as far as the NDC is concerned as a party, as far as the NDC in parliament is concerned, we stand with Ghanaians. Eti, yen ye fie ho de. Ye ni ebusuafo 137 ni de. No to e-levy no. Eye pampe.
Doc, anapɛ mɛdɔ ase so agye mbɛ na ne mɛdi nkɔmmɔ.
Mɛtumi da ase bebree, mo ne nyame nyɛ adwuma.
Dr. Clement Apaak, I am member of Parliament for Busila South, and I pay menino edi nkɔmmɔ ɛfa the expectations say wɔn mo resume and no government business e-levy ɛho nsensɛm waka ne pefe sɛnea fati ɛka no usually yɛ wɔ sini bi ɛfɛ no showdown in Little Tokyo. There will be a showdown.